Hello and welcome to August 5th. Alpha's KR at 108%. We had a bit of a pullback, this small, but it also had an exit today. Gold got taken out with a 2% minus in 36 days. $15 on the loss, $2 in fees, $17 added to the owed. Now a new owe of $31.70. And we got taken out at the first ratio. So the first ratio rule did what it's supposed to do: minimize the amount of risk, minimize the amount of losses, so that when we get into the big wind, when we get into the big surf, and we get now those wins will make up for these small losses big time. So that takes care of gold. So let's go on now to our leader, and that is KR. And KR here is going a bit into a, you can interpret it this two ways. One way is a pennant, which means that price is consolidating and the high probability that the price will continue in the direction of the trend prior to the consolidation. The other is also known as a rising triangle. If you use the top of the price channel, which is your flatlining there, but you can see the bottoms are a nice line straight up. So we are definitely in consolidation. The question will be is where will that breakout go to? We did set the stop at 3-to-1. So we are at the 3-to-1 ratio at 39.84. So we're looking at 108% here, and it would have to drop down way down to the close was today at 41.87 and at 30. So it's almost $2. So we need a $2 drop. $2 drop would be about $1 loss on the option. $1 loss on the option is 2 contracts. So that'd be a $200 loss. So we would come out somewhere in the ballpark around maybe 200 to 250 if it would return back to the 3-to-1 down here at this point. Conclusion, it could be in the rest after battle. I mean, it did a pretty good job getting up there, and we had a nice big long candle 3 days ago. So it's pretty much where it's going to go. But remember, we don't fight the market, we flow with the market. The market flowed up and we just moved up our stops tighter to hold on to the profit and hold on to the capital. Okay, that takes us now on to PG. And here at PG, there is PG. And PG is at its first ratio of 137.60, which is way past here. Remember, we are looking at a 1 month time frame, and this is more than 1 month ago. June 25th. Our expiration here is October 135. So these are both October expirations. So if nothing else happens, if they don't meet any of the other two exit clauses, then we'll be looking at this at getting out on the 14th of October. Right there, 14th of October. Remember that we are looking at either a 10x on the trade of the risk management, or we're looking at 200 RI plus in the RI, or we're looking at getting out 1 day prior to the DTE. This is a DTE trade, and this is a DTE. Should put the word M there, but we're pretty much locked into the thinking this is a definitely a modified date to expiration, because we will shore up our gains and take our profit and keep our risk lower. That said, let's go on to MACD. Now MACD, McDonald's, is as my daughter would call it, Mickey D's. That's what they called it during her high school times. It was in Burbank, where she went to Burbank High School. The local Mickey D's on the boulevard down below was actually a pretty good hangout. I mean, the McDonald's people let all the high school kids come in and do their homework after and hang out, and it was the Burbank hotspot for a while during her high school years. Okay, so we're at 17%. We do have an up candle coming up, but our stop is here at the first ratio. So this is representing 17% on that close right there. It goes up a little bit higher, we might lose maybe another 5%. We might get up between 5 and 10%. The bottom line is that we get back our buying capital and to protect capital, and we end up getting a little bit of profit and getting ready for the run again. Give me a moment, please. I'm going to have to pause here just momentarily. Apologies. I'm moving on forward now. So now RTX is now in positive territory and at 4%. And RTX is still not yet has cleared it's cleared the gantry for the EP, but it has not cleared the first ratio. And that's what we're waiting for to close the first ratio. The EMA is a little bit flatlining, but the stochastics and RSI are still in a pretty good position. Even though this is past 60, but the point is, remember, we're entering below the 60 value, but once it's in play, staying above the 60 line, it's all that really counts. And when people go up, oh, it gets to 80. No, ours is 90. 90 is when we're looking at a turn down. People tend to say, oh, we're ready to go and buy puts at the 80 ST at stochastics 80. That is not really very clever because you're buying into strength. You're buying the thing is already in motion, and a stock in motion will stay in motion until an opposing force occurs. And crossing 80 is not an opposing force. It's a signifier of strength. So don't go crazy about that. Okay, in the closing minutes, YELP and we're gonna do a separate video on TLR because it has some nice movement there I want to talk about in depth. So here at YELP is, oh, we had a nice up candle. So YELP just might be, look at this. It came down ever so slow against the low of that support and started climbing back up. And YELP is a November, and then AT&T. Now remember, these two, AT&T and YELP, are ODTE. What that means, original original dates, original operating rules. That's what's happening. Okay, so we have 1739 to the good on our trade. So let's go ahead and set up a scan for the trade and see what we got available for the alphas. And again, another apologies, please, for a pause. Okay, let's go ahead now. Now we're going to go ahead and set up our first. We're going to go with the conservative of the stochastics group. So we're going to go right down here, stochastics uptrend. It defaults to the alphas, and away it goes. And we have two. So right there, we have two in trending up. VIC, Viacom, which is Paramount, and Arena. And Arena, I can pretty much say, Arena has had good and bad options off and on. It's been a very funny options history on that one. All right, that's it. Let's keep on moving here before we run out of time. Coming up now to stochastics downtrend for the alphas. Anything in the put zone? Nothing there. Now we'll go to the intermediates, to the moderate trader, which will be the ones with price closing above. Well, actually, this is going to be below. Price closing below the EMA alphas, and set that one away. And the answer is nothing there. And now we'll come down to going to the upside of the 10 EMA. Price closes above the 10 EMA to the upside. And there we have Viacom again, of course, Arena again. But now we have RCL, XLC, BM, RN. Quad is, I've checked quad before. That has very poor options. And this is the 10 EMA. Okay. All right. So that now takes us to the last one will be here. It's stochastics downtrend. And we got to switch over to the alphas. And there it goes. This is just stochastics by itself. XLE, XLV. And XLV did come up as a put yesterday, and but I didn't like it being uptrending, and it was a mistake. Don't challenge the scanner. That was a very good lesson, and I lost that opportunity. But it says that here I have a second shot. Okay, now going to the upside for the stochastics, and there'll be a conclusion of today's report. Ooh, okay. Now we know a few of these already. TAL will be new to this group. And TAL is a Chinese company under a lot of pressure from the CCP. Visa, XLC is already in the line. Brim's already quad. Arena, YELP is in play, and Will is another one with very strange opposite situation. And with that said, we are concluding today's report of Losers Become Winners with KR at 108%. I thank you very much for stopping by and checking.